Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be back here for a quick presentation on automating routine operational decisions using sensors, artificial intelligence, and connectivity. So I'll go over some examples. The agenda is really two parts to my presentation. The first one, I call it current methods that are being used, at least for the challenges that we have in motion metrics. I call them prediction. And the second part is more futuristic methods, which to some extent we have implemented, and I call that judgment and autonomy. So prediction, essentially, how do we use sensors and cameras to mimic or enhance human senses, and what is conventional and AI-based image processing and human intervention. And for the future methods, use of AI for data interpretation and judgment, human supervision at the site or via remote operation center, and fully autonomous mining operations as evolution of this in future. Or as we saw for Resolute Mining, a really exciting presentation that's happening in an underground mine today. So current methods, I talked earlier about rock sensing. So we used to have sieve analysis in the old methods, then replaced by putting basketballs and taking a picture with a single camera, and that's disrupted by using a stereo camera, so you don't need any known objects in the scene, and you can just do the analysis within the seconds. So just in terms of going over current methods, what I want to say is that we still need the human in the loop to make them beneficial. So you have prediction with sensors, and human in the loop comes, and what we call it, I come up with the term, instead of AI, which is artificial intelligence, we call this intelligence augmentation, IA. So human comes in the loop. So it's not like the machine has completely taken over, but human is in the loop and helps with the decision making, and it's a bridge from very manual operation to fully autonomous. From manual to full AI, you have IA in between. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So just some quick examples, a short presentation. So let's say we have a machine vision system that detects if a tooth on the hydraulic shovel is missing. And currently, that prediction goes to the shovel operator, who contacts the dispatch and says, oh, I need replacement. And also, the truck driver is informed by the dispatch that avoid dumping that load to the crusher, because there's a big tooth there and it can cause a major damage and it can be a major safety hazard. So human is in the loop. Another one, a worn out tooth. So this is an example of a real mine. You can see we are using thermal imaging, and there are a few teeth which are completely worn out and they need to be changed. So logs are uploaded to the cloud, as I talked earlier this morning, and management can see the AI results and dispatch tooth change out guys. And says, oh, we need to visit this shovel and start changing those teeth with the brand new ones. Otherwise, we are going to be in trouble and damage and so forth to the bucket. Another one in particle size analysis. So just imagine camera on that mining shovel. When the bucket is full and picture is taken, and using AI, the rock sizes are the rocks are delineated and rock size estimation happens. And so based on that, the mine management can create a report for drill and blast department and give them advice on how to adjust the blasting. For example, in this case, you see some big rocks on that size distribution. You see that orange that shows oversize, and essentially use more powder in order to get a better size distribution, or adjustments on the drill point distances and so forth. Another one, for example, on the conveyor belt, similar to that. You got the 3D imaging measuring the rock sizes, and the reports can be generated, and then based on that, the crusher adjustment can happen. So if the crusher is below the belt, you may have to open and close it more. If it's after, it's usually the opposite action has to happen. So depending on the mining circuitry, a decision can be made here. And when human is in the loop, essentially human looks at the results and say, here's how I'm going to adjust the crusher setting. Future methods is more of a judgment. So if technology could mimic expert human judgment, we can slowly remove personnel from the notification process, automating the decision and action processes. Both upstream and downstream adjustments will be automatic, so it means that we can slowly bring human out of the loop, and teams will receive alerts with the results in real time. So human can have a more supervisory role. So the action is happening, and mining experts can be looking at that and saying, okay, this is good. So, and this is only possible if prediction is done fast and accurately. Otherwise, it can be, if it's too slow, so it may be too late to make adjustment, and if it's not accurate, then you cannot do that. So really, we are looking into this at Motion Metrics after AI has enabled us to get to that performance. So in the new workflow, if there is a missing tooth, the dispatch receives the alert in real time and sends a new tooth to the crusher, but the truck is automatically advised to avoid crusher, and even just imagine this is now autonomous truck, you can automatically send the command and say don't go to the doesn't go to the crusher. So that decision is done automatically, and we can have human supervisors. Or in the case of a worn out tooth, for example, over there you have teeth number 2, 6 to 9, all of them worn out. We are gonna wear out in 2 hours. So dispatch receives a worn out tooth alert and sends 5 new teeth within 2 hours. So everything is decided by AI, command goes there. And so essentially you can have an expert or one of the mine technicians look at the decisions and say, yeah, these are the right decisions are made, so I don't need to be in the loop, I just supervise that. In the sense of particle size distribution, for example, here I have an example of a bucket which you can see lots of fines, which is indicated in those blues in that picture, blue color. And so the driller and brass team receives alert, and the primary crusher operator also knows that lots of fines are coming, so it starts adjusting. The adjustment can be done automatically. In this case of a conveyor belt, in this scenario, the 3D camera monitors the belt contents. For example, you can see rock sizes are too big, and the belt signal just goes directly to the crusher setting and starts opening it up if the crusher is after the belt to allow those big rocks to be managed. And this is a new one I added in the new workflow. Just imagine that truck metrics I talked earlier. The truck passes under that structure where we have the stereo camera. System decides there are too many big rocks with the rock segmentation using AI, and automatic command goes to the truck to not to go to the crusher and do other things, maybe drop all the rocks somewhere else, and a rock breaker will come in. And we are actually doing this in Australia. The trucks are autonomous. So like our system decides can directly send a command, and that blockage can be totally avoided. So in conclusion, traditional methods have been replaced or enhanced with sensors and automation. AI has improved prediction speed and accuracy to levels not achievable before, which we are seeing that in our company. IAA is still, which is intelligence augmentation, is still needed to correct where AI fails and to bring human judgment. As AI improves, human can slowly be taken out of the loop. This is the same thing happening in autonomous car industry. You go from full manual operation, which there's no intelligence, this is called level 0, all the way, I believe, to level 6. And Tesla being the pioneer, they're predicting they will be in level 4 in the very near future. And essentially, you can get to the stage that you don't have to worry about anything. You can just sit in the car and it does everything. You don't have to be aware of taking over the steering wheel. So same thing I think we are witnessing in the mining industry. Mining equipment continually improves, and we believe it will become smarter and more self-aware. So we can see the future of full autonomy, which you saw the example for underground mine from Resolute Mining earlier. So thank you again. We are at booth number 10. Upstairs if you have questions or come in. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.